Well, good afternoon, Dragon family. Hello, Araya here. It's Thursday, so we're coming live talking about dragon stuff like we do every week. So hello, if you don't know me, my name is Araya Anra. I am a psychic medium, energy healer, and life coach, and a big part of that is helping people wake up to the dragons, to connect with them more deeply. Maybe help them understand why they feel dragons around or why they love them so much and just can't explain why, and why they feel like, I keep seeing or sensing dragons. What do I do with that? How do I go somewhere with that? That's what I do. I help coach people. Hello, Chris. There's one of my dragon hearts now coming on. That's what I do. I help people really understand that connection, to go deeper with it. And there's a book out that I wrote 10 years ago called The Dragon Within, dragonwithin.com, that is a guidebook for that, to connect with the elementals, the intergalactics, those dragons that are holding this planet in place, helping understand their role for us in this universe. And so this week, I'm just waiting. I know there's a few more people coming on. I see everybody popping in. And hi, T and Marie. I wanted to talk about, because I hadn't had any questions this week, so I thought, well, I get to pick a subject. And I think it's pretty interesting, this phenomenon that happened on November 11th. So if you're not aware of it, I'm going to post some links into the description of the video here after it posts, so that you have those available. Hi, Michelle. And you may or may not have seen it, but I'm going to post at least 2 links. I know there was another one that was in the group. If you scroll down, there's a 3rd article. And what I find interesting, and I'm going to share, I've got some photos to share too, because they've got in the articles some soundtrack recordings. So let's start in the beginning. What happened? Off the coast of Africa, not far from Kenya, between Kenya and Mauritius, there's an island called Mayotte Island, and they've had a series of earthquakes for about 5 months continuously. And on this day, there weren't any. But there was this incredible unexplained that geologists have yet to figure out, seismologists have yet to figure out, rumble or hum, something under the ground that went on for about 20 minutes, had a consistent pattern to it every 17 seconds, which I've never seen before, and they don't know how to explain it. So I'm thinking, obviously, well, we just did all this work in Africa, right? Raising the black dragon, getting her back into consciousness, bringing her up to the surface, and is she shaking her back? Is she just starting to breathe, starting to stretch her wings? Very well could be her wings stretch out towards that area of the ocean. But I just love all the questions and comments, and you'll see going through the articles that there's a lot of comments posted about it. Somebody even said, maybe it's a sea monster, and I chuckled to myself thinking, well, the scientists probably can't buy this. But hi, Melissa. I really feel like it's sort of connected, and if she starts to breathe, or she's got her heartbeat going now in a big, stronger way, it might just be about her coming back online. So this happened November 11th. We did the activation November 7th, early in the morning. Hi, Lauren, good to see you. And so what I find doubly interesting is that morning, they posted the article, it was at 9:35 roughly a.m. UTC. So I believe that's the Greenwich Mean Time, which would have been an hour later than that in Cape Town and near Mauritius, where this happened, and maybe even 2 hours after that. So in this time frame, between 10:35 and just a little bit after 11, I found myself in Cape Town being called, and I don't usually do this, but I was like on a mission, got invited to this random event of this carillon playing, which is an old organ. It's a organ that's connected to the bells in a bell tower, and there's only 10 of them in the world. They're incredible, ancient pieces of music artistry, and there's, I'm sure, very few people that know how to play them. And this young man was playing. It was incredible. So he played a little bit between like 10:30. He was playing for a couple hours, but he quit just before the clock needed to bong in the tower every hour. So he played for about 10 minutes and stopped. And after the bells chimed at 11 o'clock, I was already up in the bell tower and thought, oh my goodness, I need to keep going up. So I've wound up these tiny, tiny staircases. Amazing that I even had access to it, right? Get up to the top of the staircases, and I'm finding myself in the very, very tip top of this tower. And all of a sudden my heart is saying, just start toning. And I don't know if I was picking up on this rumble underneath or just something was guiding me, but I felt this wave come through me, and I just started toning into the chamber. And I felt this wave go out into the ionosphere is what the word came, because I was like, I see this wave going. It definitely had to be above ground, and it's going out across the planet. And from here, okay, I see it, I feel it. And it was not exactly time with that, but in the same time frame. So something triggered within me to just continue that hum or continue that wave of sound. But the other bits that I want to share with you, and I'm going to post these photos into the comments as well so that you have them. Hi, Nancy. But the article photos, these are the recording images. So if you can see this, this is what the sound looks like that they recorded underground. Now, to me, call me crazy or that I see things anywhere I want to, but it sort of looks a bit like a dragon. And if I just could, last February I shared with you guys, when I make soundtracks, one of them that I happen to be looking at, I don't know why I looked at the recording image of it, but I had this section of it that was where I was breathing like a dragon, where this big dragon breath came out of me. And the recording image looks like this. Now, isn't that funny? There's a recording image of me making a dragon roar, a rumble out of my throat. Hi, Vairagi, good to see you. And this is what it looked like on the sound clip for that section of the track. I think it's fairly similar, and maybe I just don't know enough about reading soundtrack imaging, but here's some more that they posted, and I just find so many similarities there, and I just think, if there's a big, massive black dragon under that continent that is starting to hum and rumble. Yeah, Lauren, doesn't it? It looks like a dragon to me. Starting to hum and rumble. Wow. Maybe that's what could explain it. And these were some images that got posted that I loved. Sorry, I'm getting a little reflection off the windows there. But I will post these, like I said, into the comments so you can see them. I just wanted to bring it up so that you knew what I was talking about when I'm saying, wow, these really look very similar to dragon sounds to me, especially those two on the bottom, in correlation to this one that I actually have that is a proof of my recording from last February that I shared into the group. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Share it into the comments, read the articles, and add some more comments if you have any input. But to me, it just seemed too coincidental with the work that we had just completed and her moving into her energetic body and just really starting to come to life and wake up. And it's exciting because we're starting to see odd phenomena like that all around the planet. And I know there's also been, you might look into this, I know there was a post in it. Hi, Misty, good to see you. There was a post in the group just a few days ago about Aotearoa, which is off New Zealand, and something about the dragon tectonic plate there rising or waking up. And I'm not familiar yet with a dragon in that zone. Doesn't mean there isn't something new coming in, because there is a changing of the guard happening. So we've got the 12 major dragons that hold the planet together. The Council of Mu, that's in the book, that information. And they're all in very secure positions. I know where they are on the maps. I'm actually staring at I have a massive, beautiful map on the wall with all of them on there, and starting to play with the larger grids of the points that need to be activated, that I'm responsible to go and take care of unpinning from the 3D matrix, just like we did. Hi, Queen Tamara, good to see you. Back in Sedona in September, and then also some of what happened when I was in South Africa and Egypt. So a lot of that information is coming. I'm still working with some of it because 2 years ago in Machu Picchu, I actually received a list of sites that I needed to get to that were very big key ones. One of those is Kailash, and that's going to be coming up this year, definitely. And Uluru is on there. There's a couple other big ones. Machu Picchu I got to last year on my own, but now sort of understand a bit more why I was drawn there. And so piecing all those together, it will be released and revealed as it comes in. And I'll get to that question in just a second, Melissa. But there is, interestingly, in the map of the 12, there's always been a baby dragon head off of the coast of the Philippines that you can see on Google Earth. If you zoom in into that body of water, you can see it underneath. And you can actually see most of the dragons if you look at the maps and pull up the tectonic or the topographic way of looking at it. Anyway, so now this entire baby dragon's body has revealed, which to me shows that it's ready to birth. I feel like it's connected to Gaia and her birthing and actually being released into her fifth dimensional body as we move forward into that. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff happening, moving into this time of sacred balance and union, and having just this changing of the guard. I'm excited because I'm one of the old guard, so I get to move on to different things down the road. My tour of duty, let's call it, is almost complete. And Caitlin has a comment there. It definitely looks like a dragon. It's incredible. It's beautiful. Absolutely. You're so welcome for sharing. And I'm going to drop down saying, let's see, Melissa, I need to read this because the other guy was just feeling those comments. Do you feel since her awakening that a lot of females have been shedding a lot of the emotional stress they've carried for a long time? Oh, my whole body's tingling on that, Melissa. Great question, and thank you for bringing it up, because here below you, Caitlin was just mentioning the same thing. And yes, I do. And there's Lauren. I was called to Britain in February. What kind of dragon energy is there? Oh, there's tons up in the UK. The white male dragon, who's the large one of the Council of Mu, he's sort of the head of that family lineage. His wings and his power center are through Northern Europe, so UK is definitely full of that. I actually had to go to Glastonbury to write the book because a lot of those portals, because of the Druid lineage and the continuation of the use of the sacred stone circles, all the portals being open, the dragon energy has really maintained itself in the UK and Wales and all of that area. So I don't have a lot of specific work to do. Do you know the female black dragon's name? Let me get back to that, Vairagi. So because I went and wrote the book there and the things are quite open, I don't have specific work to do there now because everything's so wide open that the dragons have been really active there for quite a long time. And so yes, that would be a place you might feel called, especially when you're awakening, or that might be a place you go and visit and feel that awakening. And a white pearl female dragon, perfect. Yes, that would fit right in line with that energy zone. And that's a powerful place indeed. And that white male, he's been holding frequency up there. You know, interestingly, that he's in that region, and both the use and misuse of power, which is where his power center sits through that center of his power center, is around Berlin in Germany. So isn't it interesting that the misuse of that power brought about all of that stuff from World War II? The accurate use of that power going back to the Round Table, the Templars, the Knights Templar, the White Brotherhood of the Angelic Realms, all of those that work in that region, it's all connected because of that frequency that's held there. So some great questions that popped in there out of the blue. Vairagi, your question about the black female dragon's name, she has a mantra, as all the dragons do, to call her in. But what's interesting about that is a friend of mine, Karen Allen now, who's in Worcester, she's got a beautiful property called Merdragon down in South Africa. I got to go stay there and meet her and spend some time there with the dragon in that land. And she had been working with the black dragon a while, and she said something. She said, you know, she's been showing up to me lately after the activation. I felt her eye open and look at me, and I just felt to call her Silky, and it fit. I don't know what it is, but I felt into that, and I sat with her and I was like, how do you feel about Silky? Is that, you know, does that resonate? Is that good? And she really liked it, actually, because typically dragon names are these long syllabic things that are sort of hard for us to pronounce. So quite often they'll give us names of like, oh, call me Fred, or call me Joe, or oh, just call me Mary. It's much easier so that you can connect to them, and then you'll have a sound or a syllabic thing come out. Hi Vincent, good to see you. That's like a mantra that you would chant to actually connect with him. But she loved it, so call her Silky. She's going by that right now. I'm going to stick with that because it feels good in my heart, and I love that you guys popped a whole bunch of hearts on the video right when I was bringing that in. So I feel like it's right on, and so I hope you enjoy actually checking out the articles if you haven't yet, getting a feel for your own intuitive hit of what this rumble was all about off the coast of Africa, because there's more happening. Someone brought it to my attention that there was some in the North Pole region of Alaska under the Arctic in the last year. So seeing what that might be about. There's a lot of action in the Ring of Fire in the tectonic plates of the Pacific right now, which is where the white dragon female and the black dragon male reside, as well as the large female water dragon, Tana, who I'm very connected with. You might know that. But all of that movement, there's been, because of the black dragon female coming back online, that actually triangulated energetically between her crown chakra and her root chakra, and went straight through. If you look on a globe, on a little planetary globe, let me grab mine here because it happens to be right here. If you get a globe like this and you look at the very tip of South Africa, here, I'll just do it here, and the very top where Giza sits, and you go like this, and you pinpoint exactly halfway across, and then you do halfway this way, you get to Kirimati Island, which is Christmas Island. And isn't it interesting that in the middle of the Pacific, there's still one little tippy top thing up there that we can connect to, and that is where the heart of the female white dragon sits. So that's also being activated. And the male black dragon, as the female rises, his role shifts. He doesn't have to transmute so much of the collective shadow, which is what the black dragons do. And so she's coming back into her role of doing that. So the male black dragon is actually feeling a release of pressure as well, and being able to take a bit off of his shoulders. And so there's more happening underneath there as he shifts his position as well. And back to that question here, Melissa, about women feeling the stress come off of them. I do feel like that. And I feel like there's also, there's a revolution happening in France right now. Might be sort of undercurrent. You might not know much about it, but one of my dragon hearts is there in France and filling us in on what's happening, violence on the streets, and people finally raising up their voices and saying, we want something else, we want something different. And they've had a lot of suppression of the female energy there as well. And so seeing actually clips showing physical violence toward women on the screen that are, not even doing anything, just walking by on the street and getting actually accosted by police officers and pushed back. And so it's very interesting that dynamic, as this shift happens, there's going to be this settling in. There's going to be a lot of release of that tension, and there's going to be a lot of turmoil as people readjust to the new paradigm. It's a natural part of all of these shifts and changes. So let's keep watching what's coming up with the dragons. I know this big year is going to be big, as is next year. I think between now and 2020, we're going to see a lot of shift and change, both with the dragons, the energies that they're able to work with us in. We're stepping into the Pleiadians. The Pleiadian dragons are now working. They've come down to reveal their stuff to me and to the Dragon Hearts. That's what I've been doing with them the last couple of months as we complete their program. So there's a lot available, really high frequencies. And so we're entering the fifth dimension as we unpin the third. But we're also have those available, because when we unpin the third dimensional pins, that doesn't mean that we have to put other pins in. There's actually a multi-dimensional grid underneath that we're just getting rid of the 3D layer. We're going to just pull that one right off. That leaves multi-dimensional aspect open to your experience. So you can go into 5D, you can go all the way up to 9D, you can go a little bit higher if you're ready. But what I'm seeing with the dragons is the realms all the way up to the 9th dimension are available through the Pleiadians. So the Pleiadians hold the 7th through the 9th. And the Lemurian dragons have been visiting me. Fabulous. So stick with your connections, dive in deep with them, and ask them what they need to know. If you want more help in getting that connection really strengthened, that's what I do. I create programs to do that. And the Eye of the Dragon program is coming up February 5th to May 28th. That's a 4-month period of expansion. It's a journey with 9 total souls. And it's the first half of the Way of the Dragon Heart program. That is my 9-month program. I'm just coming to the close of that one for this year. It's been powerhouse, and I know that every one of them would probably say this was one of the most powerful things they've done for themselves in their lives and their journey and their expansion and shift into really being who they be on this planet, walking in their mantle as dragon. And so I am still taking, I've got 9 spots in the program. I've only got 4 left, even though it's only December. Within the first 2 weeks, those 5 spots filled. So if you're curious about it, please message me or put a comment in the video here, and I will get you the application information and some information about the process. I just need an email address to send that to you. But it's a very simple application, and it's not like you're going to be refused. I just want to know where you're at on your journey, and then we actually connect via Zoom chat room for 20 to 30 minutes to talk about the program, make sure it's what you need, we're a good fit to work together, that it's definitely your calling and from your heart, and then you can dive in. So don't delay on that if you're wanting one of those last 4 spots, because I do have a lot of things coming in, a lot of phone calls with people that might just take those spots. So grab yours if it's meant to be. Other than that, I do dragon readings, I do one-on-one sessions, and I'm going to be having a book club again. That's another thing we do, probably not until March once the Eye of the Dragon gets started, maybe February, but we'll see. So keep that in your back pocket if you're wanting to go deeper with the dragons and really enjoy some much closer work with them and really understanding who they are, why they're here, how they help us, what they have to do with us, and actually getting connected to work with them directly. So have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday. I always love coming on live and seeing everybody. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.